The views and opinions expressed by the On the Spot with David Rodgers show are solely based on the show's hosts, guests, and viewers. We are solely responsible for all show content in its entirety and does not necessarily reflect the opinions of any sponsors in any way. These broadcasts are presented and made public by the On the Spot with David Rodgers team in the hope that it'll be entertaining and informative to our viewers and listening audience.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's 7 o'clock and time for On the Spot with David Rodgers. And now, here he is, Mr. Friday Night, the show pony himself, the man, the dream, the legendary David Rodgers.
Good Tuesday afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of On the Spot with David Rodgers. My name is David Rodgers, creator and host of On the Spot with David Rodgers. Normally, I would have my other host, Mr. Byron Bagwell, but Mr. Byron Bagwell is under the weather tonight, so he will not be joining us at all tonight. But we wish him well. We wish him for a speedy recovery. I know his sinuses are messing with him. It's all around that pollen. Everything is and plus the sickness that's going around. So
I was just getting ready to say,
yeah,
everybody's getting it.
Everybody's getting it. So we wish him nothing but the best, and hopefully he'll join us next Tuesday night when we're back live. Week hiatus for sure from the show last week, but I do have in-house and in studio. He is our senior director and producer of On the Spot with David Rodgers. He's the one that creates all these graphics. He's the one that keeps this thing running. He is the dancing destroyer himself, Super Dave Holland. Say hello to everybody there, Super Dave Holland.
Hello, everybody. Enjoy the show tonight. It's going to be exciting.
Yep, it sure is, because I've got a special surprise guest that's going to be joining us tonight, at least for a little while, since we don't have our regular host. You don't even know who it is, Dave, yet.
No.
So he'll be making an appearance real soon. No Austin Stevens tonight, as he is under the weather as well. Had a couple of things going on at his house. So, again, we got an action-packed show. We got a lot of things going on. I know that the main topic that everybody wants to talk about is the new coach. I will tell you what I know of the new coach. I'll tell you a little bit of history, a little bit of background. It's been about a month and a half before we were able to name one, but I'll release that name and tell you a little bit about him. You're going to like him, Dave, because he's from the state of Ohio.
Another Ohio guy, huh?
Yes, sir. And you're going to like his little background, too, as soon as I start talking about it. He is, what I see, a pretty good coach. And like I said, I'll get into that and much more as the show goes. Welcome in to everybody that's on live with us tonight. Joey Fennell, what's up with you, man? Thank you for joining us. Byron Bagwell is on. Good evening, brothers, sisters, patriots, infidels, and what, Dave? Miscreants. Yeah, bleak, he says. Yeah, he says he'll be fine. Byron says he'll be fine. Awesome news. So, again, welcome in On the Spot with David Rodgers. Let's get the show started as we always do with our prayer, our pledge, and our patriotic quote of the night. I've got a unique one for you tonight. Just one, real simple. You'll like it, and you'll guess who it is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, babe, I'm not going to be like Byron where, he's throwing something at us and we have to really take a big-time guess at something. You know what I mean? I've got something really simple. Even our guests may be able to get it too. But I don't want our guests to say anything because I want it to be a surprise. What do you think?
I like surprises.
I do too. And boy, I tell you, I went out to dinner this weekend and, I enjoyed some prime rib. What's going on?
I pretty much know about your dinner.
What are you talking about?
We actually sent a film crew out.
Oh, here we go.
And we were tracking you, David.
Was you?
Just to see how you gather those stories that you talk about.
Okay.
And we actually...
Well, let me ask something. Where were you at? if you got, you might as well give everybody a background of this, what's going on, because you're catching me by surprise now.
Yeah. Well, you would not have seen us.
And why is that?
We were behind the curtain.
Oh,
The camera was just squeezed between two trees, plants, whatever.
right.
So you would not have seen us. And we were right in line with your table.
Oh boy. Here we
You
go.
look like you were having a great time. Nothing special. We were like in the back talking about what's the story going to be about.
So you were trying to get an insight of what I was going to talk about tonight. So you thought you would catch that over dinner.
I think so. Yes.
Really?
I think we were hoping we'd get something good.
Oh boy. All right. Well, I'm assuming
we did obtain a picture.
Yeah.
Of a special moment.
Right.
And you really looked like you guys were having a great conversation.
Really?
Yes. Can I give you that picture?
Sure. Why not, man? I guess or whatever. So, yeah, you might as well go ahead and do it. So,
ladies and gentlemen.
Yes. Without further ado.
Without further ado.
Yeah. Okay.
Voila.
Well, voila. You may have not have gotten it. So, that's interesting. Yeah, well, hey, you may have to check it out. So, yeah, well, Dave, I know you had it. I think
I had it.
Did you have it?
I just got to.
Okay. So, I was out to dinner, and one of the things that I guess Dave caught me in a conversation. So, anyway, what in the hell is this?
Yeah.
Are you absolutely kidding me?
David Rodgers.
Is this the same prime ribs that Cliff was talking about the other day? Well, y'all know more about it than me. You have absolutely got to be kidding me. Where in the heck did you get that picture, and how did you get Roger Cruz in that picture? Look at him eyeing my prime rib. I don't know what the heck I was. I had my fork in my hand. I think I was going to stab him if he took my prime rib.
Yeah.
Oh, my
I don't know.
goodness gracious.
The way he looks, he's going to have a good time with your prime rib.
Byron says he can't see it. What do you mean, man? It's right here on the dadgum screen. Oh, my goodness gracious. Oh, boy. Really? Well, me and Roger wasn't talking about much. So, well, thank you, Dave, for that, man. Look at there. Yeah. Enjoying a prime rib dinner. And you caught us in a conversation. And look at Roger's eyes, man. He wanted to eat my prime rib, Dave.
Yeah, wow. He likes to eat.
I'm glad you caught that picture. Yeah. So what else did you get this weekend? I know that you were talking about some other things. You were out filming with the crew. So I know you was talking about a couple of other things.
I think I'm going to hold off on that next one.
Okay.
For the right time.
For the right time. Okay.
Correct.
All right. Well,
let's go back to
David Rodgers.
Guy right there.
Yeah, man. How about that? You have absolutely got to be kidding me. Where in the heck, Dave, did you? Who was your film crew?
I don't want to divulge that.
You don't want to divulge that because I'm going to be looking. Everybody is laughing on the dadgum podcast. Joey Fennell's laughing. Renee Stegall-Shaw said he's looking at his and yours at the same time. Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, he wanted both prime ribs. I wasn't going to eat nothing.
I know. I remember that night.
Oh, my goodness. You remember that night?
Yeah.
Well, this was a different night, but you remember that night?
I remember a night.
I got stuck with 2 prime rib dinners.
I remember a night like that, yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow. What a man, that's pretty funny, Dave. I got to admit, that was pretty funny.
I thought it was kind of hilarious.
Yeah, that was kind of funny there. Even Mitchell Gunner says that's pretty funny.
We had that new lens on our camera.
Right.
It was an AI lens.
Yep. Okay.
And it's sensitive to the image.
It's sensitive to the image. Boy, yeah, it's real sensitive. Thanks, Dave. Appreciate that, buddy. I figured you figured you'd give the audience something to laugh about, something to think about.
Yep.
So when we go to dinner with somebody else, like what if I go to dinner with Renee Stegall Shaw? Are you going to be able to get the same kind of picture?
I'd say keep an eye out at the bush or the tree or
whatever's in the restaurant
where you're at.
Oh my gosh. Hi, support Roger Necessary, commercial sales manager at Duval Ford. Byron says, why do I have a certain military theme song? That's interesting. Yeah, I'm not sure there, B. But Roger, yeah, go see Roger Necessary over at Duval Ford over there, Dave. How about that?
Oh,
you know where Duval Ford is?
Jacksonville, isn't it?
Jacksonville. I think still off of Cassett. Cassett, isn't it? Still off Cassett? Yeah, I think still off Cassett. He'll probably tell us. But anyway, yeah, go over there and check out Roger Necessary.
I might need it.
That's some kind of photo app. My husband has some hilarious pics of our grandkids. They get the biggest kick out of. Yeah, Renee, I got some kind of lens. Dave caught me and Roger eating prime rib. Yeah, and guess what? Yes, Dave, I paid for it. Yeah, you probably didn't figure nothing else in that.
You're a nice guy, Dave.
Yeah, I know it. I should have let Roger wash dishes.
Well, if you could have got him up away from that plate.
Golly. Oh, boy. Let's get this show started. Because, hey, I know that you got some other pictures. You told me you had some. I haven't seen it yet. But this other picture, I think, of what you caught was pretty funny.
If I tell you something about it,
yeah,
I'm going to give away our guest.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
It involves our guest.
It does.
Yeah, we got press passes to go cover a certain
event. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
And we caught this guy chilling out between races.
Okay.
Yep. That's all I want to say.
Was it Derek Putnam, by the way, from the Gainesville Raceway? Derek Putnam?
No.
It wasn't Derek Putnam.
No.
Okay. Was it Robert Simpson?
No.
It wasn't Robert Simpson?
Wasn't Robert Simpson?
Simpson, like the Simpsons? It wasn't Robert Simpson? No?
Or his brother.
Or his brother, Homer Simpson? Oh, boy. Already off the rails. Good night. Yeah, go ahead, Joey. Poor Roger. Yeah, poor Roger. How about poor Dave Rodgers' wallet? That prime rib dinner, man, you don't even know what, man. I hope Shelly Rogers ain't watching, because she is going to wear my tail out if I tell you what I paid for that prime rib dinner. I probably won't be able to go home tonight. I'm going to have to go home with you.
I think it
and we're going to eat soup. So,
$80.
Your battery's running low there.
Holy smoke.
Holy smoke, he said. Oh, boy. No, we're good. We're good. Hey, again, welcome in on the spot with David Rodgers. David's going to fix a couple little technical difficulties here. Let's go into our prayer as we always do. Thanks for that photo there, Dave. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Let's go to prayer. Our righteous Heavenly Father, let us once thank you again for a wonderful and glorious day you've given us, dear Lord. Thank you for this time that we can be with our on-the-spot brothers, even though that we have a couple sick, dear Lord, that you touch them and that you make them well just as soon as possible, dear Lord. Thank you for the greatest country that we live in the world today, dear Lord, the United States of America, the most freest and powerful country in the world today. We're the most independent country in the world today, dear Lord, and we want to keep our independence and our freedoms away from those that want to take it away from us, dear Lord. Thank you for the armed forces, each and every one of those men and women that serve each and every day, whether it's domestic or abroad, dear Lord, that you keep them safe, that you keep a hedge of protection over them as they're defending our rights and our freedoms for, like God said, that anybody that wants to take it, dear Lord. Thank you for the first responders, each and every one of those men and women that go out each and every day to protect us here in our homeland, dear Lord, and that you just keep a hedge of protection over them, keep them safe as they're doing their duties, dear Lord. So if there ever is an issue, dear Lord, that we're able to call them and they'll be right there to keep us safe, dear Lord. Thank you for working America, each and every one of those men and women that go to work each and every day to keep America thriving and making this nation, again, great, as our president has said. Thank you for the food that we receive each and every day, as good as there's nourishment of our bodies and our bodies to thy service. Any spoken or unspoken prayer requests, dear Lord, that you touch each and every one of them, dear Lord. You know their wants and their needs. You know how to heal them, dear Lord. Just put your hand over them and take away any pain or any sickness that's going on with them, dear Lord. A special prayer, too, as well, to Billy Ray Berg and his daughter, Sarah Ray Berg, as they're battling some things. That family, dear Lord, has gone through some adversities, dear Lord, these last several weeks. And that you just keep them in your thoughts, and they're keeping you in their prayers, dear Lord, and that you touch whatever's ailing each and every one of them, dear Lord, and that you put your healing hand on them. Again, thank you for this wonderful time that you've given us, dear Lord. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this week that's coming up. Thank you for the weekend that we'll have. And again, just thank you for letting us be together again here on the Spot with David Rodgers. We ask for these things in your son's name, Jesus Christ. And the congregation says, amen. All right. Dave.
Yes, sir.
You want to do the pledge?
Yeah.
Would you like to do the pledge?
I would love to do the pledge.
Would you? All right. Well, let's stand and let's do our pledge. You want to say it? So,
1 second.
All right. No problem. I'll read some comments here. So, that's okay, poor Roger. And allow me to wish everyone a very happy Mardi Gras. That's right. The revelry is in full swing over here on the Gulf Coast. Renee, I tell you, I really, really miss Mardi Gras. I used to tell these guys I used to go all the time. I need to get back and go to one. Those are some fun times that I used to have over there. And I'm sure New Orleans and Mobile is wide open with Mardi Gras. So, yeah, happy Mardi Gras. And I do believe today, and Renee can correct me, it's Fat Tuesday for Mardi Gras. So, yeah, well, I'm already fat. Yeah, so don't worry about that. Shirley, hello and welcome in. Love and miss you. Thank you for breakfast the other morning. It was great. And guess what, Dave? I know sooner or later she's going to make us a cake. I have a feeling. Yeah, boy.
I had a dream about her the last night.
About making a cake?
Yeah.
Yep. What kind?
It was a chocolate cake.
It was a chocolate cake. Okay. Well, I bet. And they're always good.
I like the pineapple ones.
That sounds like Roger. That's our special guest. That sounds like Roger. Is that who you got here as a special guest that you put him up there? Well, we'll see. All right, Dave, let's go to our pledge.
Okay.
All right. 2, 3.
I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Amen. All right, all right. Getting started here with the show. Again, welcome in. Got off the rails just a tad. But hey, look, Dave had some breaking news, and we're going to reveal our special guest here in just a little bit. We've got a lot to talk about for sure. Got a lot of things. I know everybody wants to know about the coach. I've got something that I've seen on Facebook that really relegated to me this weekend. I don't know if our guest seen it. Almost gave our guest away. Or you had seen it, or Byron had seen it. But anyway, it was something, and I can't take credit for it, but I feel the same way as this young man does. I don't know if any of y'all know Bo Wheeler. Bo Wheeler is a resident of Bradford County. I've seen something that he posted on the Bradford County Word of Mouth about being a MAGA. And I thought it was very interesting. I thought his points were very good. And I'm going to read all 10 of those points because I would have wrote it, probably not as eloquently as he did, but I would have wrote it the same way. I want to talk about that a little bit, see if our viewing audience is in tune with it, and we'll see. And I'll pull that up here in just a little bit. But let's go to the patriotic quote of the night, or the quote of the night. Here it goes. Absolutely. Sometimes discretion is a better part of valor. Sometimes discretion is a better part of valor. Who said that?
A man or a woman?
Man. Good looking one, too.
Recently or?
Yeah. Sometimes discretion is a better part of valor. Who do you think it is?
Marco Rubio.
Marco Rubio. Okay, that's a good one.
Yeah.
All right, Dave?
I'm thinking that was David Rodgers.
You're thinking it's David Rodgers. All right. Does the others got any guesses? Let's see. I don't see anything. Dave, you got some? Let's see. Okay, Mardi Gras is indeed French for Fat Tuesday. It is the final feasting opportunity before the beginning of the Lenten season in leading up to Easter. Okay, so I'm sort of right. All right. Sometimes discretion is a better part of valor. Goes to David Rodgers.
Really?
Yeah, why not?
Man, that sounded really good.
Sounded really good, didn't it?
Sound like Marco Rubio would said that.
Man, you got Roger Cruz here. Man, I'm telling you, the
I
show's
can't tell
going to
you.
go up. You can't confirm or deny that, can you?
I cannot confirm nor deny.
Okay, so, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure Roger Cruz is here somewhere. So, I tell you what.
I heard that echo
Did you?
in the distance.
Yeah, well, I know our guest may have to go, so why don't we do this, Dave? Let's go to a commercial break, and then we'll bring our guest on. How about that?
Okay,
You want to do that?
let me find.
Or I can go over a couple of things, and let's do that. Let's go over a couple of things. I'll go with the weather. How about that?
Ah, there you go.
There you go. Hey, the weather is brought to you by who? Austin's Weather Service. Hey, if you want a local and updated forecast, go to Austin's Weather Service. He's live on Facebook and other streaming media outlets. You can go and get your up-to-date weather report.
Yep.
Austin Stevens. How about that, huh? So, and he not only will he give you a local weather report, he'll give it for Pascagoula, Mississippi, where my good old friend Renee's at. He'll give it for Anthony Black, who's in Tallahassee, Florida. He'll even give it to John Polo Hung in Anchorage, Alaska.
Ah,
John Polo Hung.
the Hung family.
Yeah, the Hung family. Yep. One Hung Low actually is his grandfather. One Hung Low. Yeah. So anyway, he's in Anchorage, Alaska. All right. Forecast for the local area. Tonight, mostly clear in the evening, then becoming partly cloudy. Lows in the lower 50s. Southeast winds 5 to 10 miles an hour, Dave. Hey, One Hung Low better wrap up there.
Hey, 5 to 10 mile an hour winds could be chilly.
Could be really chilly. Then that goes to Chilly Willie. Guess where he's at? Saskatchewan, Canada.
Wow.
Chilly is his first name. Willie's his last. Okay. Wednesday, mostly sunny. Highs in the upper 70s. How about that, Dave? Southwest winds 5 to 10 miles per hour, becoming southwest in the afternoon. Wednesday night, partly cloudy in the evening, then becoming mostly cloudy. Lows in the upper 50s. Southwest winds are around 5 miles per hour. Thursday, mostly cloudy with a chance of showers in the morning. So we'll start getting some rain back. Then partly sunny with a slight chance of showers in the afternoon. Highs in the lower 80s. Southwest winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Chance of rain, Austin says 30%. So that means it'll rain all day.
Oh, that'd be okay. We need it.
We need it. Thursday night, partly cloudy in the evening, then becoming mostly cloudy. Lows in the upper 50s. Friday, mostly cloudy in the morning, then becoming mostly sunny. A 20% chance of showers. Highs, Dave, listen, in the mid 80s. Wow. Holy smoke. How about that, huh?
That's warm.
Well, how about Friday night? Partly cloudy in the evening, then becoming mostly cloudy. Lows in the lower 60s. Not bad. How about Saturday? Partly sunny in the morning, then sunny with a chance of showers in the afternoon. Highs in the mid 80s. Chance of rain, 30%. So we've got a couple of chances of rain, and it sounds like we're going to have pretty much sunny skies or partly cloudy sunny skies. So that's good weather, isn't it?
Sounds good.
Yeah. And then I heard the next weekend, back to the freezing again. Back to the 20s and 30s.
I was going to ask, is winter over?
No, winter ain't over. So, all right. Renee says, discretion is a better part of valor originates from William Shakespeare's play, Henry IV. Yeah, part one, back in 1597, spoken by the character Falstaff in Act 5, Scene 4. Nice try, David. Well, hey, look, I have to take credit for something, Renee. So I might as well take that. But, I love Shakespeare. When I do trivia on Thursday nights, I always have a Shakespeare category, Dave. So, hey, look, need to get my Shakespeare out there. So Shakespeare may have been my grandfather. I don't know, great-great-great-great-grandfather. Who knows, right?
Oh,
I need a genealogy. Do genealogy. I'll find out.
Shakespeare would be a good grandfather.
Yeah. He would, wouldn't he? He sure would. Yeah, man. Wrote all kinds of plays, did all kinds of things.
How far back was he?
1597, 1500, in that area.
Oh,
1600s, or yeah. How about that?
500 years ago.
Yeah. So he'd be greatest grandfather.
Great grandfather.
Yeah, something
Was
to
that
that
during
effect.
the Renaissance?
That's during the Renaissance period there, Roger. All right. Hey, here we go. Something else from Austin, Dave. We encourage all residents in the local area to check your county's official Emergency Operations Center website or the Florida Forest Service for the latest up-to-date of what, Dave? Burn ban information. Regardless of whether a burn ban is currently in place or not in your county or where you live, we do not recommend burning until further notice. A majority of our region is now classified in a D3 drought, which is the extreme drought level. If you're going to burn and you don't have a burn ban, please use caution and stay fire safe. So make sure that you're doing the right thing, especially when it comes to burning right now until we get some more rain in our area, which I'm hoping is coming.
I'm ready to burn.
Yep. And also, don't forget that if you need a local forecast for your area, to make sure you visit Austin's Weather Service. Owner, proprietor of that website is who, Dave? Austin Stevens. Yep. How about that, huh?
Absolutely.
Yeah, Austin's a great guy, man. I
Thank
tell you.
Austin.
Yeah, Austin's very sharp, too. For a young man, he's very sharp. So, anyway, I'll tell you what, Dave. We went through the weather. Here, you can have the weather now, Dave, if you need to do something with that. Let's take a commercial break, and then we'll bring our guest on, and then I'll continue on with several other things. We'll probably get into a couple of things that are coming up, which one of the main things, Dave, I want to talk about that people ask me about is the fair. So I want to definitely talk about that, and I want to talk about the new coach, and then I want to get into what Bo Wheeler wrote on Facebook, which I thought is really, really good points. And it's the same way that I feel about them too as well. So, Dave, if you're ready to take a commercial break, let's go ahead. And we'll come back here in just a little bit. Roger Necessary says, commercial sales manager. I told you, Dave, 1616 Cassett Avenue, Jacksonville, Florida, 32210. His direct line is 904-520-3767. Dave, they're saying there's no sound. I'm here to help my friends in Stark and Bradford County. Commercial or retail need, I can make it happen. Dave is a customer and a friend of mine. Yes, I am. Hey, by the way, I still have that truck, and it's still running it's still in great shape. So Dave's seen it. Several people seen it, and it's still in great shape. So, does Austin have an app? He does. If I'm not mistaken, Dave, do you know what his app is? So, do you know what Austin's app is? I'll get that for you, Tom. I know he does. Who is running the fair? Of course, the Bradford County Fair Association is, but there's a young lady that they hired about 6 months ago. Her name is Haley, I believe. She is the new fair manager, And I assure you that this fair is going to be bigger and better than what it has been. I'll go over some events that's going to happen at the fair this year, and we'll do that as soon as we get back from our commercial break. Dave, your son says I hear you. So Shirley may not have her phone up or something. It could be. Yeah, turn your phone up just a little bit, Shirley, and you'll be able to hear us. So we're going to take a quick commercial break. Don't go nowhere. Grab a snack, grab a soda, grab your cold beverage, whatever it is that you need to do, and then come back. And then I'm going to introduce my guest as soon as we get back.
Hey Tornado fans, this is Kurt Miracle of Miracle Automotive and Towing, proud sponsors of Tornado Football. I want to welcome you to beautiful Stark, Florida at David Hurst Stadium, and thank you for letting us be a part of this community. We're here for more than your automotive and towing needs. We're here to be part of Tornado Country. Go Big Red!
All right, welcome down to, well, wait a minute, Dave, you fooled me. Look who's joining us tonight. He is the host of On the Spot Motorsports Media. Mitchell Gunner's in the house with us tonight.
Yeah.
You tricked me, boy. Hey, look here. I know you were trying to keep that hid. You were trying to tell me it was Roger, and it's dadgum Mitchell the whole time. Mitchell, welcome in, brother. Man, it's been a long time since we've done this. Glad that you're able to fill in here for a little while. Say hello to everybody, man.
Yeah, I tell you what, it's been a while. It's
yeah.
great to have the opportunity to jump on here. Yeah. Of course, usually I'm doing two podcasts a week, and just luckily we only have one this week. It gave me the chance to come on down here and spend a little bit of time with you.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And anytime you want to come down, for sure, you're always welcome. You know, you are always part of the show, for sure. You still are. Both the podcasts sort of intertwined anyway.
Yes.
So, look, both of them are on the spot. So, whatever, you get, we get, whatever we get, you get. So I do want to talk just real quick about what you got coming up on the Spot Motorsports Media with host Mitchell Gunner and Robert Stinson this Thursday night at 7 p.m. live on Facebook. They will have special guest Tim Barrett, NHRA stock eliminator driver. And the show sponsor for that is Redline Oil. So
we have several now. So,
do you? Okay.
So we actually have.
This is the main one. Is he the main one for that show, or?
Well, we have all of them are very important to us. So we have Redline Oil, we have Scorpion Racing Products, we have Big Stuff, TPM, and GRE Signs, which is Tim Goolsby's company that does signs and stuff and car wraps on vehicles.
Wow. So a lot of sponsors. If you haven't tuned into one of his podcasts, first of all, the studio podcasts are great when he brings on guests. And now we have the opportunity to do the same thing. And we've got some bigger and better things coming for us as well. But, hey, you ought to see when he does those streamings from the racetracks. Doesn't matter where it's at, Gainesville Raceway, wherever he goes and wherever he does it. Man, he was showing us some of those pictures. You go on his Facebook, onto the Facebook page, you see some of those pictures, some of those videos, the stories he writes up. No wonder it's got more than 26,000 followers.
We're close to 26,000.
Yeah,
and we've actually grown quite a bit on Instagram. We started Instagram really late, and I want to say we're over 600 there, fixing to hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. We're on Spotify, and we're also trying to work on getting Instagram live. So when we do our podcast, they will go over on Instagram as well. So
wow. So a lot of things going on. And by the way, you got some.
Oh,
not yet. You want to go ahead?
Let me shuffle through my
Okay, through your things.
filings there and see.
I'm getting kind of scared.
Are you getting kind of scared? Well, I
see
think
that photo of you and Roger. That kind of worries me a little bit.
Well, Mitchell, I don't want to make you mad or anything. But
Nothing makes me mad.
We sent the film crew out.
Oh, here we go.
To see how On the Spot with
On the Spot Motorsports Media.
On the Spot Motorsports Media.
Yep.
Was handling their show,
Mm-hmm.
and I guess you were taking a break or something.
Yeah, I try to every once in a while. You know, it's a lot of work, and you have to, get a little breather in there every once in a while.
Well, we caught you taking a break, and I don't know, maybe this was one of your top name drivers.
It could have been that. I was trying to make it. Yeah,
he hangs out with all those drivers.
Yes, he does, and this could be a driver right here. I'm not sure. Let's see who this is he's talking about.
I found it.
You found it. Okay. What in the heck is that?
This is me and I tell you what, I was taking a break from live streaming the race at Gainesville and racing my car at the same time. And Roger was there, and he's always talking about the Army. So I'm actually showing him how he can actually play checkers or chess with these little green Army men.
That is awesome.
That is awesome, man. Golly, look at that, man. Yeah, look at that. Look at Roger's face.
Man, he was really focused.
Yeah, he was really focused. He acts like he wants some of your Army men. What are you doing, Mitchell, by the way? What is that look there? What you being sympathetic with Roger there or what?
I'm trying to, give him a little bit of an advantage.
Yeah.
But not take too much.
Oh, my goodness. That's
we're learning how to do checkers or chess there with those Green Army fellas,
Yeah.
And they should sell something like that.
They should.
Hollywood Studios, they ought to do a checkerboard with these little Green Army guys. And I tell you, if they put something out like that, I would actually buy it for Roger.
Well, I just got to ask, were you and Roger playing Army here?
No, just checkers.
Just checkers. Okay.
Yep.
I didn't know if he blew things up or anything.
Now, I would be really worried if Roger came up there and he was dressed in all the camo with the battle gear and stuff like that.
Well, what does he have on? He's got a badge on or something.
Yeah, it looks
there.
like something for the.
Is he security? Was he working security for you or something?
I don't know what he was doing. Maybe he was working for the track that day.
Maybe he
I don't even know why I was racing, with a daggum tie on.
Well, yeah, I don't either. Maybe you were just covering the event. Maybe it was just a coverage thing. Maybe you weren't racing that day.
Well,
when did you catch him?
The expressions.
Maybe it was during sick week.
The expressions on both of your faces really tells it all.
Well, I think what's going on here, I'm just really happy that Roger's having a great time.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I know you. He likes to play Army with you. I have heard that in past things. Checkers. Yeah.
Yep.
So wow.
I was trying to tell him, you can take those Army men and they can be your pawns. And then you can have a general and a captain and your lieutenants in the background and your sergeants.
Dave, I've got a question to ask Mitchell.
Did one for the pond?
Yeah. Well, look. I mean, did any of those Army men have bazookas?
I don't know. We'll have to look back.
That'd be a good one.
Yeah. Dave, pull that back a minute and let's see if any of them had a bazooka.
Let's see.
Was he blowing anything up? Yeah, look, somebody's got something there.
Usually one of those guys kind of squatted down. They actually do have a bazooka, but it looks like all of them's got machine guns.
Yeah, okay. Well, he ain't blowing the hell out of anything then, is he? No, I guess not. But Roger, it's pretty funny though.
He was having a good time up there. And
he was.
He really enjoyed the racing action as well.
Dave.
And hopefully he'll come back out there.
Well, hopefully so. Hey, look, Dave, I'll be honest with you. That's a great job by your camera crew.
But I'm actually really upset that I didn't get to go with them to go get some of that prime rib.
Well, you never know. Dave may catch us doing that one day. Oh. And Byron Bagwell may be in that too, by the way. So, look, so
maybe Roger was really hungry during that one picture and he was about to eat the Army men.
Could have been. Yeah, that's true. Maybe it was after he had that prime rib. Shirley Bagwell said, hello, Mitchell. Tom Bailey said, are you familiar with Holiday Racetrack in Woodstock, Alabama? It's a drag strip. He said,
I've heard of Hollywood. Yes.
Or Holiday, or what is that? Hollywood or Holiday?
It might be.
He says Holiday Racetrack in Woodstock, Alabama.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm familiar with it.
He said he's familiar with that. Charlie Bagwell says that's too funny. She said, well, it may wind up on Facebook. Just not sure yet how that's going to happen. Joey Fennell says, play an Army with a bunch of question marks and a bunch of slappy faces.
Yeah, playing checkers.
Playing checkers. Does On the Spot Motorsports cover local dirt track and stock car racing?
Well, actually, we have had Jason Garver on our podcast about a year ago. We had him on and talking about his racing career and racing in 604s and I think the other class 603s or something like that. But we had him on talking about that. And we need to actually get Jason back on because he actually won his class, I think, in the 604 for the season at Volusia Motor Speedway. So he done a really great job. I've known Jason ever since we were in school. We grew up together, and excellent driver.
Good deal. Byron said, Tom Bailey, of course, is laughing about that whole thing. Yeah, Dave did a good job. You can credit Dave with that. Negative Ghost Rider, this will be the show, Byron said. Looks like they loved whatever was blown up. What? Okay. That's Joey Fennell. Looks like Tom Bailey said Roger looks like Rick Craig. Who, if anybody knows who Rick Craig is, Rick Craig used to be. He does. Rick Craig used to be Terry Vaughn's partner, like calling the Tornado football games. He was his color commentator, Terry's color commentator. And by the way, they did a wonderful job. Great. They started this whole thing, and me and Kevin first, and then me and Byron, and even you, when you have to fill in, we just have taken it over and love doing it. But those guys set the table. They were very good at what they did and what they do, and they gave them a bunch of good years.
Now, one time, Byron couldn't make it. I went over to his house and tied him up to a daggum chair so I could announce with you one night.
Is that the night in Santa Fe?
I believe so.
Yeah. It was the night in Santa Fe. You did, because you was late coming to Burger King for us to get a meal.
That's right.
So that's what was happening.
Because I had to tie up Byron, make sure he didn't show up.
He didn't show up. That's exactly right. So anyway, glad that you can join us here for On the Spot with David Rodgers. Last week we was several things came up and we just couldn't do the show, but we're here this week. Actually, Mitchell filled in with his podcast. Go back and watch that. That was a really good interview. The one that he did on Thursday was good as well. Like you said, he doesn't have one this Tuesday night because he's with us tonight, but he does have one Thursday, and he can talk about that as we get closer to the show.
We're actually getting some ARCA Series drivers on, and we got a female on there, last name Way, and she starred in some movies, some HBO shows, and she does stunt driving as well. So that was kind of exciting, something that was kind of outside of our rim of things, because we're like, pretty much 90% drag racing, but we're trying to venture a little bit more. And speaking of which, talking about drag racing, a lot of people probably heard kind of like a thundering sound off in the distance from start today. And that was actually the Nitro cars are out at Gainesville. It's a closed session. No one's able to go out there but the teams themselves. And they're getting things ready for the Gator Nationals, which is also the 75th anniversary of the NHRA.
Oh, hey, we'll have to have a show about that. We'll talk about that. You'll have to give me some information on that. Harry Hatcher used to be Terry's color commentator too. Sure did. Absolutely. Yeah, we could even go back further than that. You're exactly right. So everybody is asking me about the new football coach. So we do finally have one. He got hired last week. Welcome to Tornado family, Coach Ross Baker. I'll give you a little information about him. Really nice guy with what I know about him. We haven't had a chance to interview him, but we are going to get him on the show. Just trying to let him get in, let him get filtered in here, let him get into some kind of routine. I don't want to inundate him with trying to be on a show right now. So we're going to go ahead and give him a little bit of a break, but I'll give you a little bit of a background. Originally from Cincinnati, Ohio, Dave, Coach Ross Baker is a graduate of The Ohio State University, where he served as a student coach under Coach Jim Tressel. Jim Tressel was a hell of a coach for Ohio State. He later earned his MBA from Marshall University while working as a graduate assistant coach. So he was not only did he coach at Ohio State under Jim Tressel, but when he went to get his master's degree, he worked as a graduate assistant for Marshall. Let me tell you how this all ties in.
Yeah.
So it's funny that he got his MBA from Marshall, because if y'all know, Chasen Clark is getting ready to be a junior at Marshall University, play stand-up defensive end over there. And it's funny how we got a Bradford Tornado up there. And I'm going to tell you something else, and I'll tie that in here in just a minute as well. Coach Baker transitioned to high school football 15 years ago and has coached in Ohio, Kentucky, Florida, and Georgia in assistant and head coaching roles. Most recently, he served as the co-offensive coordinator and tight ends coach at Valdosta High School, helping lead the #1 offense in Class 6A. That unit accumulated more than 6,500 total yards and powered a regional championship and Final Four run. Coach Baker's coaching philosophy is simple. Kids don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. He believes in building fast, emphasis on fast, physical, and detail-oriented football teams. Do what it takes to build champions, because work always wins. So Coach Ross Baker, that's just a little bit about him. I know that he had a meeting with the coaches this Sunday, and I've had a lot of people ask me what's sort of going on inside the realm of Tornado football. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Dave, his grandson goes to UC. Did you know that? Your son's grandson.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Gavin.
Yeah, goes to the University of Cincinnati, I guess,
Yep.
huh? How about that, huh? Cincinnati Bearcat.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. And you know who else went there until he transferred? Manny Covey. He played here at Bradford too. Now he's over at Memphis. He got into the portal and went to Memphis, but he played at Cincinnati as well. So, yeah, yes, he does, Tom Bailey. He did. Y'all got to remember, he had Valdosta athletes too. Absolutely. If you go back, and I was just getting ready to say, if you go back and look at his starters, the player roster, man, I'm telling you, it was loaded full of athletes and big guys up on the front line, big guys on the defensive front line. It reminds me of Bradford, when Bradford was solid and still a unit, but things have changed since Coach Rodgers went back to Baker County. So on top of that, Coach John Staples left, his son left, and Tyler Stevens left. That was 3 coaches that was integral parts of Tornado football. They went with him. A couple of our players went with him. Some of the kids that transferred from Baker last year that was on the team now have transferred back, i.e. one great player, and that's Chase Phillips.
Right.
Chase Phillips, man, is an athlete that you wouldn't believe. Returned punts, returned kicks, played a receiver. He was a little bit of what I like to call an athlete on the field. He's back over at Baker. Bryce Daniels, Offensive Player of the Year in the region. He's now transferred, him and his dad was a coach too. They have transferred to Gainesville Buchholz.
Yep.
So
the good thing about it, he's got a great resume.
Yeah.
He's going to come in.
Yep.
He's going to recruit students in the classroom.
Yep.
Let them know they have the physical ability to become football players if that's what they want to do. He's going to ensure them that he would not put them in harm's way, and that he's going to lead them on the path of being something they possibly didn't know that they could be. That's the type of coach he is.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong.
Sounds like a good coach. So.
Yeah, no doubt, and that's the thing right there. And I wanted to segue into what Mitchell just said. Look, Coach Rodgers did a phenomenal job here.
Oh yeah.
47 and 7, 47 and 7 over a 4-year period. One of the best teams, definitely in this region. Probably, if you really look at it, pound for pound, probably the number one team in this region. To be honest with you, had one of the best defenses for the last 2 years in this state, and in this probably in the Southeast region. This was a good football team. And like Mitchell said, I still think it can be a good football team. Let's see where the pieces of the puzzle lay. Now, here's one good thing that is sort of happening. Somebody asked me today is we have 3 or 4 players that are still playing basketball. Bradford is still in the boys basketball playoffs. They play Andrew Jackson, the number 1 seed, this Saturday night. If they can win that, then they're going to be moving towards a state championship in Class 3A. Some of those kids are still playing basketball, so they haven't made the transfer move yet.
Right.
You know what I mean? Jordan Case and Malachi Cobras. There's several guys on that basketball team that are still playing basketball.
Is that going to be a home game?
No, that's over in Andrew Jackson in Jacksonville. So that's off of Main Street in Jacksonville.
That'd be probably a
nice
game to go watch.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'm going. Cliff's going. We're going to go over and watch that. I know, Mitchell, you're going to be up in South Georgia doing your thing. But if you want to go, let's get together and go. Me, Shelly, and Mitchell. Cliff.
He's trying to make me go.
Yeah, I am trying to make you. Yeah. So no Roger because I can't afford his prime rib. But I've been about that.
He might bring those Army men. Want you to play chess.
Chess. Okay. But anyway, so as long as they don't bring any bazookas. But anyway, yeah, no bazookas. So yeah, look, Coach David May. Somebody asked about him. He's over in Lake City now. Coach Brian Allen hired him. He's going to be the offensive line coach over there, and he's going to be the game day coordinator over there. You just seen the other day, I guess you'd seen it, where Shanks has officially is no longer a coach here at Bradford. I don't know. I don't even want to speculate what's going on.
Well, the thing is, we're not no danger zone right now. We got plenty of time before, practice starts back up. So there's no reason to panic. Like I said, he's going to come in. He knows people that he wants to bring on his coaching staff already.
Yeah.
Every coach is that way. They know who they want to bring with them. And then again, like I said, he's going to go to the school. He's going to see kids that probably have never played sports in their life. Mm-hmm. And he's going to instill in them that they can be very athletic.
Right.
They could be, the next Ware playing on the end, or defensive end, or the next Ronnie Lott playing safety.
Yeah. And I'm glad you said that because
I know I'm bringing up some football players. Some of these younger kids probably haven't heard of. But I look for him to walk around campus and also look at other abilities of kids that may be in track and field that he can bring over, and that'll be his guys that's going to be wide receivers, cornerbacks, going to be your gunners on the kickoff
squad. Yep. So, Tom Bailey, I'll answer some of these questions. Absolutely. Baker County is committed to getting players in. No doubt about it. Look, there's players that love Coach Rodgers and that staff, Coach Staples, both of them, Tyler Stevens. They're going to go there. That's just the way that football is set up nowadays. With the FHSA's new rules where you can transfer at any time that you want, look, you can go to any school that you want. You don't even have to live in that county or in that district. You can go there. If you can get to school and you can be at practice, you can go play. And a lot of players have done that. Look, the Kaysen boys live in Santa Fe. They come here every day to go to school here, and they played here. So look, what Geno Addison did. Geno Addison played running back here year before, and went over to Middleburg and played over at Middleburg this year. So you can do that, and the players are going to do that. They're going to follow coaches. They're going to follow other players. That's just the way that it is. I agree with what Mitchell said. We're not in a panic zone yet. But look, he He may bring his own staff in.
Right.
You know, I don't know who he's bringing from Valdosta. Hey, there's some players that may follow him that may want to come to school here. I don't know that. We won't know that until we can talk with the coach and the coach reveals that. He may not want to reveal that.
Right.
You know,
and you got to give a new coach coming in a chance.
absolutely.
I mean, if he comes in and we only win 5 games, you can't kick him to the curb. You got to let him rebuild the program.
Yeah.
So I hate hearing people like, "Oh, we suck. We need to go ahead and get us a new coach." No. This guy may be the one who leads Bradford back to a state championship title.
Yep. And could happen easily as this year.
Right.
You don't know. I mean, so let's just see. Those cards have to be played. Let's see who we're going to have on staff. Let's see who we're going to get in. Let's see who we're going to keep, and we'll go from there. Now, I know a lot of people is not happy with administration for keeping this close to the vest. If I can say,
right.
They kept it close to the vest. They didn't give out a lot of information. That's their choice. That's Will Hartley.
You don't know what was going behind the doors and negotiations and talks like that.
Correct. We do know some,
and some of that stuff don't need to be public knowledge.
Well, that's true. So I mean, we do know some coaches were on the hook for this job, and things happen. We talked about that. It's no secret. Coach Cornelius Singer was the number 1 candidate to be here. I don't know what happened behind closed doors, like Mitchell said, and we've said before on this show. I don't know what happened. That has not been revealed. I can guesstimate what I think happened. Mitchell probably has an idea. You have an idea. Byron has an idea. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
2, Ernest Graham. Ernest Graham, after Cornelius Ingham didn't want it, Ernest Graham, the coach over at Santa Fe, which turned that program around, was the next candidate. Look, I don't know what happened there either, okay? I know they made a call to Larry Shannon. Larry Shannon wasn't interested in the job. That was previous to all this.
Well, I think I think Larry probably would be interested, but his roots are now down there.
Yeah, as far as people is down there, I think, and stuff.
They all live there. His kids go to, went to school there, and it's kind of hard to pick up and go and move.
And you've got kids down there, and you've got family.
And those kids, they believe in his coaching ability.
Yeah.
And he goes. Venice is
always
a great football program.
Yeah.
How big of a town is that? Where
you're talking, gosh, I don't know how big Venice is. I mean, we could probably pull that up and look at it, but I mean, got to be 150,000.
It's going to be pretty big. Oh, yeah.
200,000?
Yeah, it's way bigger than Stark.
Yeah,
some coaches may not want to even just come to a small.
Well, he's from here. He's
from
here. He played here. He went to East Carolina. He played in the pros.
Yeah,
but look, like Mitchell said, he's got roots rooted down there now. And what Mitchell said, do you want to leave a Class 6A program that's in the running for the state championship every year? Me and Byron's talked about that. Heck no. I wouldn't. I'm staying where I'm at.
Yeah. I'm going to ride it out.
Yeah. They're nationally ranked sometimes.
Yes.
They get nationally ranked. I mean, you're not going to leave that. No. I wouldn't see that. So, Tom Bailey, I'm going to talk about that. Me and you had a little discussion about that. Let me see. Who is yes, I did. Did y'all see where the IMG Academy was taking money from Mexican drug lords? I've heard about that story. I don't know how true that is. IMG Academy, the big school down here where they produce multi-athletes. They don't even play a state schedule. They play a national schedule, and they're nationally ranked each and every year. So, but I did see that. I don't know how much truth I put into that, Tom. I don't have any information on that. Who is the Bradford basketball coach? Taryn Jackson is the basketball coach for the boys. Nice young man, played basketball at Bradford. Mackey is helping coach as well, DJ Mackey. They both play for Bradford. They've got those boys playing pretty decent. Went on the road last week and won a game 46-29. Now they've got to go play the number 1 seed in Andrew Jackson over in Andrew Jackson. We'll see what happens. That's Saturday night at 7 o'clock. I urge all you Tornado fans to go out there that can and go out there and support the Tornadoes. They could make a run. The Alabama High School Association separated private and public schools. No more private and public schools play each other in the playoffs. Yeah, no, that's exactly right. So I wish they would do that here. We've been fighting for that with the FHSA for the longest time. I don't know why they don't do it here.
It comes down to this.
Well, it comes down to dollars.
Yep.
Yeah, it comes down to dollars, and we know who's got the dollars. Those private schools has got the dollars, and some private schools got more than others. Look at Cardinal Mooney and Bowles last year.
I want to mention
the Catholic money beat the corporate money last year. So,
well, the thing is, if you got a school that can go play, say, one of the Catholic schools, Bishop Kenny. Say,
yeah, Bishop Kenny. Okay, yeah, okay, yeah.
And they can beat them.
Yep.
Right. You have to beat these teams.
Yep.
If you want to be better. You can never be good if you play mediocre teams.
Well,
you got to go play some of those bigger teams.
I'll give you a prime example. Why do you think Coco's so good? I know they just lost their coach. Why do you think Coco won 3 state championships in a row?
Because
they played St. Thomas Aquinas. Yep. They played Lakeland Dreadnoughts. All these powerhouse schools, they play so they could get ready. So when they come into Class 2A and go through their schedule and go through the playoffs, they're already primed and ready to go. Right. That's why they won 3 state championships in a row. Now, they didn't win it this year. Cardinal Mooney did. But still, I mean, that's a heck of a resume. They got 15 state titles down there. When we went down there to do that game, me and Dave and Cliff, that preseason game, man, I was just reading off titles and district championship. Mitchell, the whole wall was full of nothing but numbers like that. Why do you think they're so good? Continuity. You can get players,
play good teams.
And they play good teams, and that's exactly right.
The thing is, if they lost the game, guess what? They learned something.
You got kids playing at one school in regular season and transferring and playing in the playoffs at another school because there's no rule to it. I mean, the rule's open. That's why, Tom. You know that as well as I know that. There's no what am I trying to say? There's no overseeing it. There's nothing there that says you can't do that. So until somebody instills that into the FHSAA, it's going to keep happening. I mean,
high school football is going to follow college football and what they're doing.
Oh, absolutely.
So
they're already paying players now in high school level. I'm extremely interested to see who the DC is. DC meaning, for anybody that doesn't know, defensive coordinator. Know where a really good one is and would come here in a heartbeat. Well, yeah, and me, you, and Mitchell, and everybody that's on here, I mentioned his name. That was David May. David May had a heck of a defense for the last 2 years. We all know it. Everybody knew it. I don't know why he wasn't reached out to. I've had a few conversations with him through some messaging and some phone talks. I don't know why they didn't reach out. He really wasn't clear about it. Look, when you're not reached out to, sometimes maybe you feel like you're not wanted, Mitchell. Right. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe you're not needed. And look, Brian Allen, who played at Florida State, played in professional football. He's over there coaching the Columbia Tigers, which is always in the playoffs as well. And hey, he got a job offer and he took it. Do you blame him? I don't blame him. I don't blame him at all. You take what is offered to you for sure. Okay, I knew Tom Bailey was going to bring that up. They told Ingram he could. I'm assuming you're saying could not bring his quarterback. All right. B and Byron talked about this. Mitchell, I don't know if you tuned into the show when we was talking about this. I think you were having your podcast. So, again, I don't know what happened behind closed doors. This is all rumor mill. You know what I mean? People talking and people saying things. Look.
Rumor mill is about 20% correct.
Yeah. So, look, I heard the same thing. The kid is good. There's no doubt about it. He was the rural state player of the year in rural class, dairy farmers player of the year, whatever they called it. The kid is a good quarterback. Bradford has a good quarterback too. His name's Cy Covich. Now, if that was the reason, look, that's some of those things that happen inside. And if that was the reasoning for that, that's probably not a good sign of being hired or trying to get the job. Now, if you take the job and the kid transfers over here, after you're here,
Right.
and y'all have a legitimate quarterback battle where, parties aren't interested, maybe you have some assistant coaches that don't have a dog in the hunt, you let them battle it out, and the best quarterback wins. I got something for you and Dave and Byron and Tom Bailey and anybody that's watching that knows football. How about this? Florida beat us with it. Why not a dual quarterback system? Why not play both of them? Put packages in for both quarterbacks. I know you don't.
I don't think a quarterback can get in a rhythm.
Well, look, and both of these kids are athletes. You could line, and you're right. Maybe there's not continuity, but I know one thing. Steve Spurrier made it work, and I know he didn't make it work, but he made it work, and y'all whipped our tails with the dual quarterback system. It depends who the coach is and what packages you got. But look, you could put in packages and then play the other one at receiver or something. I wouldn't maybe put them on defense, but I'd put them up in say Sock Cubbage is quarterback. Put the kid that's the quarterback at Hawthorne in the slot, or put him running back or something. You don't always have to hand the ball to him, but he's a threat as an athlete. So I get it. I understand what you're saying, and I don't really like it either. But in this case, I think it could have worked.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
well, I think it might also hurt their chances of getting scholarships to colleges as well for not being able to stay and perform a whole football game and switching them back and forth.
So, okay. Tom Bailey, me and you talked about this, and I don't know if you know this name, Mitchell. I know you probably do. You watch sports and you watch 30 for 30s. Byron knows who he is. I don't know if anybody else on here knows who he is. Rich Probst. So Rich Probst coached Hoover High School. Had a heck of a dynasty up there. Went down and coached Colquitt County as well in Georgia, and they were dominant as well. The problem that I have with Rich Probst, and they've got a 30 for 30 document on him, is that he has too much baggage. While he was at Hoover, he was married, and he had a mistress that used to come to the games and sit right behind his wife. And it got to be a big mess. He got in trouble with some other things within administration. Rich Probst is a great coach when he's coaching football. You don't want, when you're at Bradford and, you're in a program, you don't want a coach that has baggage that could come along. And I'm not saying everybody gets a second chance. He may have cleaned up his stuff. You know what I'm saying? Right. I just don't see, when your team, Dave, is 47-7, that you bring in a coach that's got a great pedigree, but he has a laundry list this long of indiscretions, if you want to call it that. Do you agree?
I agree, because that starts creating chatter and stuff out in the public, and this is a chattering town.
Yes, it is.
And
yes, it is. No, it is. It is.
Things to get back, and maybe he won't stay long to actually turn a program around.
Well,
and then we just wasted a year or 2 years on somebody that couldn't produce us a state championship.
Correct. Dave Holland Jr., 32,053. Is that just the city of Venice? That can't be the whole county. I'm assuming he's saying that's the city of Venice.
I think it's the city.
Okay, because I'll tell you, 32,000 people, I guarantee you he's getting players from all over the county, because you look at that roster that he's got, man, those kids, man, just their heights and their weights and they're athletes. So he's getting athletes from somewhere. If that town only has 32,053, he's got to be getting it from the county and stuff.
Bradford's like 27.
Well, for the whole county.
Right.
Yeah, for the whole county. So Tom Bailey said he used to be my neighbor. Okay. All right. I'll address this too. I want you, before you go, I hope you ain't got to go. You ain't gotta go. Okay. Larry Shannon has been offered the job several times and has turned it down over the years because he didn't feel that the people in Bradford County would accept his wife. Okay. So I'll explain.
I don't think that's true.
I don't know. I don't think so.
I've known Larry for a long time. And,
we've had Larry on the program here.
Just an excellent person all around.
Yeah. Look, I don't know if I'm buying. His wife is black. He's got mixed kids. Okay. If y'all don't know, this is a little bit on Larry's personal side, and I don't want to get into it too much. Look, I don't think so. I don't think that was it.
When I see them, I see great people.
That's what I see. Yeah,
You know,
yeah, and that's exactly what I see as well. So, Tom, I know that's being said. I don't buy that. I just think he's got a hell of a program down there. He's got roots down there now, and he doesn't want to leave, and I can't say I blame him. You know, so I'm gonna leave it at that. He used to be his neighbor. He said later.
And I think that he'll probably stay down there and retire. Why wouldn't he?
Yeah, and you're right about that, Tom. Now, I'm not saying you have to, you're besides your district opponents that you schedule all St. Thomas Aquinas-like teams. Yeah, of course, you got to watch out scheduling tough people like that because you can get beat up, and you don't want your kids to have a mental psyche going, man, we just got our ass tore up down there, or wherever, and, then you start getting that in your head. You know what I mean? So, yeah, no, I agree with that. One of the top defensive coordinators in Florida, defensive line coach, lives in Lake Butler. Tom, who would that be? I think I know who you're talking about, but I'll let you say it. Columbia County is the winningest program in the state of Florida. It sure is. What is one thing Bradford Tornadoes football has to do to win another state championship? Last one was 1965-66. I graduated in 2011. Go Big Red. All right, I'll let Mitchell answer too. Byron, if you want to interject, I'll go first. I think we were on the cusp of winning a state title before all this happened. I think we were on the cusp. I think Coach Rodgers and that staff was heading in the right direction. The problem with winning a state championship in the class that they're in is, to me, is the toughest class in the state. You look at teams pound for pound in that class. Now you had Hollywood Chaminade-Dodona, national power, Cardinal Mooney, Sarasota Booker, Pensacola Christian, North Florida, Florida State High School over there, they're a powerhouse, Bowles, Bradford, Cocoa. Those are powerhouse teams in a smaller class because of school population. But I think they were fixing to get the teams that they needed and athletes-wise to play with those guys toe-to-toe. You look at our JV program. They were undefeated last year. Was ranked number 1 in this whole area over Mandarin as the most powerful JV squad around here. The middle school.
Right. Look
what they did. Smack champion. Rafe Cubbage coming up here as an 8th grader, fixing to be a 9th grader. He's going to start as a freshman. Rafe the Viking Cubbage.
Right.
He's probably going to start. So I think you were building the nucleus, and the players that were going to get you, Landon, that championship were starting to come up. I think you were going to probably get some transfers in here that helped out a little bit. I know people, you like it. Some people don't. It's just the way football is and the way high school and, like Mitchell said, college and everything is now.
And you can't just look at, we haven't won state titles since then. You got to look at how many times we've came close and look how many district titles we have won and how many regional battles that we have had over the years. You got to look at the whole big picture instead of just those 2 dates that they have on the weightlifting room.
Yeah, no, without a doubt. And look, you played for one in 85, didn't win that one. You played for one 2 years ago, and we were so close. Remember? We were yay close to winning that. We had Coco on the ropes, and they somehow, but until they get the mental block of getting Coco out of their head, because somehow or another we're going to face them, we probably should have played in 3 of those 4 years in the state title game. We really should have. I ain't saying we would have won them, but we should have been there. And that's how close that we are. Now you have a new coaching regime. You have a new coaching staff coming up. I don't know what players you're going to have, what players you're going to get in. I don't want to say it's a rebuild because it's not. You got athletes here. It's what the coach does. I'll give you a prime example. Kirk Cignetti from Indiana. Hey, Indiana was the losingest program, Dave, in college football history. And in the last 2 years, they only lost 2 games and went undefeated this year, 16-0, won the national title with players that he built and brought with him from James Madison, got from the transfer portal, put all that together, made it a cohesive unit, and won a national title. It can be done in high school too. And let's give this guy, like Mitchell says, a chance. Let's see where we're at. I don't think we're as far off as people think. Have better.
And the whole thing is, he's going to come in here, and he's not just going to try to build a physical team, but he's also going to try to build a mentally tough team.
Yeah, absolutely.
You got to have both.
Yeah, and you're right, Tom. Quarterbacks, if you're good or if you're worth your salt in anything, yeah, you want to go to a place where you're going to play and start. Absolutely. That's what it's all about. You want to showcase yourself so you can go to the next level, whether it's D1, D2, or D1, D1A, D2, D3, whatever it is. You want to try to get a scholarship and go to the next schedule, to the next level, because your college degree depends on that. I mean, you don't want to have your mom and daddy have to pay for your scholarship. If you're a good enough athlete, you can get a scholarship. And plus, if you're really good now, what did Mitchell say? They throw a little money at you now. Mm-hmm. I mean, and in some cases, a lot of money. So there's players making upwards $3-4 million a year.
What's the tuition now for school? About $40,000 a year.
Yeah,
depending on what you're studying.
Depending on what you're studying. Yep. So, let's see. Kyle Trask with that coach. So, what high school football coach that has bag is not qualified to coach at Bradford, but somebody who molested an 11-year-old girl can perform a country? Not getting into that, Tom. I'm not getting into that. I'm just going to disregard that. No sense in getting into that. That has nothing to do with what the topic that we're talking about. So. I'm going to leave that one. That's probably the only comment I won't read from you there. Dave Holland says $434,000 for the whole county down in Venice. That's why you get athletes. Rick, this is Mitchell Gunner. He is our host for On the Spot Motorsports Media that I told you about. He's the one that handles all of our racing and our anything to do with cars, really, to be honest with you, but mostly in HRA racing. He's got his podcast on Thursdays, generally at 7:00. And he started here with us several years ago. We created this thing for him to do. I don't think he was on board with it quite at first. And then I think as he started getting into it and stuff, and he found out that he liked it, he found out that he can get some interest in it. And now that particular podcast has almost 26,000 followers. So
we probably stay around anywhere from $1.5 million to 2 million to 2.5 million viewers on our page. Yeah. So it's done really well, and we try to bring as much great content as we possibly can, Rick, and getting drivers on. I know you were talking about we were going to have Tim Barrett joining us Tuesday night.
Thursday night.
But next Tuesday night, you want to watch because we're going to have the 2025 NHRA Pro Stock Motorcycle Champion, Richard Gaston, joining us. We're going to talk about him coming, and now he gets to try to defend his title. And what's really good about this, we had him on the podcast, and he hadn't won a race yet, and he's never been a number one qualifier. And I told him, I says, well, let me tell you something. I said, usually when we have somebody on here, they do really well the next weekend. You know what? He goes out there, gets the number one qualifier, and wins the race.
Oh my goodness!
Gaston,
that's strong.
That's right. That is strong.
Yeah.
That is strong.
Richard Gaston, he goes, I'll tell you what. Can y'all have me on every Thursday before we go do it?
I figured.
But yeah, he's got a great background. Grew up in Philadelphia, and it was really funny when he said he grew up in Philadelphia. He said, "I grew up in Philly, downtown Philly.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, you know, if I can make it out of the city like that and become what I am today, anybody can do it. And he said, that's why this country is so great.
Exactly. Isn't that crazy? See how things, there you go. That's how things work out.
Yep.
So, all right. Christopher Davis. I answered it a little bit. He says his question is, what happened with Ingram? I thought we had him in the bag, and all of a sudden he is out, and nobody has said anything. Can anyone answer what happened? Just strange how everything went south overnight. Well, I guesstimated of what I thought happened. Mitchell has put his 2 cents in. Byron has put in what he thought has happened. Look, I have no definitive answers. All we got is speculation. Absolutely. I will agree with Dave. You even had speculation. Well, I will agree with one thing. I don't know if administration is watching this show right now. They could be, and I just don't see it because, you know, of course, everybody monitors what everybody says. And look, at the end of the day, I don't blame them. So all I got to say to that is, Chris, I thought it was in the bag as well. I thought we had us a coach with a winning pedigree. You're talking a guy that's won 3 state championships in football, 2 in girls basketball, many district titles, and it fell through. Administration is the only one that can answer that. I know they've been relatively quiet. I mean, we all know there hasn't been a lot of social media posts. There hasn't been a lot of things coming across any social media outlets or and even in the paper or anything. So they chose to be, if you want to call it non-compliant or just quiet about it. I'm assuming they had their reasonings for that.
Well, we also don't know what other schools were out there that was making offers toward him as well.
Yeah,
so it does come down to money.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, you have to look out for your own finances, and because no one else is. And you know, we don't know how many other school districts was trying to hire him at the same time that we showed interest.
Yeah, you're right. And that's exactly right. So that's all I can say about that. If admin wants to come on and that they're on and they want to say something about it now that we have a coach, I would be more than glad to entertain it. And actually, I'll go ahead and throw this out. If Will Hartley, superintendent of schools, which I'll all know, I'm okay with him. Chris Coffey and Samson Jackson, the AD, if they want to come on here to the show and talk about it, and if y'all want to ask questions, I would assume they'd be okay with that. They may not answer some of those questions. They may not. But look, at the end of the day, I can't answer them. Right. You can't answer them. Dave Holland can't answer them. Byron can't answer them. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. Here's something here. Rick, I have not. And the reason I have not is I want to make sure when Chrissy calls me that date is solidified. Once that date is solidified, I will talk about it, but I will mention it now if you'd like. We are trying to do a wrestling event. I am trying to host a wrestling event for the Arc of Bradford County. It's a fundraiser, as y'all all know, with money being tight everywhere. The Arc is one of those organizations that's tight on money as well. They could use any kind of funds that anybody can help them with. We're working on a lot of things. One of my ideas was to bring wrestling back to start. It hasn't been since 2 Star Spangled Splash Bashes ago. And I'd like to do this because I know it would generate good money. And it could help the Arc of Bradford County out. So more details to follow, working on several things with that, looking for sponsors, those kind of things. But I will be putting that information out for you guys. So we're going to call it Champions for Inclusion. If you look up the word inclusion, I know you know what it means. Inclusion, you will know that it has to do with the kind of people that the Arc of Bradford County work with. And it's really a good cause. And we have a lot of great people on the board that's helping us with this. So right now it's scheduled to be at the Armory. We're looking at maybe trying the middle school. And right now, the tentative date right now is May the 30th for that show. It was April 18th. We needed to move back to May the 30th. Now we just got to see if we can solidify the building. If we can solidify the building, then it goes May 30th. If not, we may have to push it back, but we're not canceling the show for any reason. We'll just keep working at it until we come up with a plan. Of course, On the Spot with David Rodgers is involved. I hope On the Spot Motorsports Media will be involved. We're all going to be with this, along with the ARC workers, the staff there, and the ARC board.
Yeah, whenever you hold an event, there's a lot of logistics that goes with it that you have to work around. And I tell you, sometimes it can get pretty difficult.
Yes, it can, and you're exactly right. Bradford will be fine. Yeah, I agree, Byron. I think they will. You heard Mitchell say it too. I think it will. Tom, again, brother, it was nothing. Yeah, he said, I totally understand. I just didn't want to go into that because I didn't think it tied in. You know what I mean? Right. And it's no sense in bringing that up. That already had a nasty taste and a nasty smell to it. And look, I appreciate your opinion and what you said. I just didn't think that needed to be rehashed up because we would go into something else when we're talking about the football program. Let's see. In the night, yeah, Bartow, yep. Anybody can go back and read Tom's deal on that Bartow game back in 1985. That's the one I was hoping for, was listening so we get the answers. And yes, it was money, or he went somewhere else. And then why not say something instead of being secretive about the situation? Chris, I don't know. I agree with you. I mean, I don't know why the quietness or the non-transparency about it. I mean, again, that's up to those. That was the committee, probably along with a couple of other people. And that's just that's the way it is. And administration has that.
I just put it like this, when you go for a job with a company and you got several people applying for that position, they don't go around and tell everybody why they didn't get hired.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a private thing.
Hello. Hey, bud. I sure am. You're on air with me. Yeah. Is everything okay? Go ahead and talk.
I was just reading what.
Okay. All right. No problem. We're almost done here. We'll be done here in a few minutes. Everything's good?
Renee, I think I might be able to take you.
Okay. All right. Take it. All right.
The thing is, I wouldn't go for a shoulder anyway. I'll go for his legs and get him on his back.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Dave's got a real.
And that's when you use your elbow, elbow to the face.
Yeah. Ghetto Superstar is still wrestling. That's one of the guys that we're trying to get onto the show. Absolutely. I don't know how much more he's got, but yeah, he definitely is working and wrestling. So we'll try to get him on. Look, man, we're getting on to the 8:30 hour, man. We've been here an hour and 45 minutes already, buddy.
I'm just glad
I'm glad you hung around. I'm glad you hung around.
I'm just glad I could talk and instead of sounding like someone that's on the Masked Singer.
Yes. Florida sounds like I love Mississippi Public. Yeah, I got you. All right. Okay. So I can't take credit for this, and I want to get y'all guys' opinion. I'm going to read them. We'll talk about it just a little bit on the points that he brought up, but I feel the same way on some of the things that he said. Byron, really love for your input on this, Dave, and yours as well. So I actually contacted Bo Wheeler after I seen this because I thought it was well written, and I told him I agree with that, with the things that he said. And I asked him permission. I said, hey, dude, can I use this on my show? And he come back and said, absolute private message. Absolutely. Yeah, I would love it. I don't know if Bo Wheeler's on tonight, but Bo, I'm going to give you credit for this. Again, I agree with some of the things that he said and the way he said it. So here we go. He says, just to clear the air, I am a MAGA conservative. But that doesn't mean what a lot of you apparently think it does. He said, let's break it down because I'm tired of being told what I believe and what I stand for. And he put spoiler. Not every conservative is the same, but most of us, I know, share these same principles. All right, he broke it down into 10. I'll read the first one. Tell me what you think. I believe America should never depend on another country for energy, protection, or basic supply and demand needs. We are the strongest when we build, produce, and protect things right here in the USA, made in the USA.
Agree.
I agree.
I agree. So this is coming now from a conservative MAGA standpoint.
And I'll give you a prime example on that one about making stuff. Pharmaceuticals.
Yes.
We depend so much on China for our pharmaceuticals.
Yeah.
What happens if China just says, we're going to quit sending on pharmaceuticals?
Absolutely.
We're going to have people. We're going to have people dying left and right.
Left and right. No, I fully agree. So, Bo Wheeler, we agree with that. I hope Byron is listening as well. All right, point number 2. I believe America must put itself first. We cannot pour from an empty cup. Our country should prioritize our own people before trying to save the world.
Agreed.
I agree. We
agree as well.
need to be strong in our country before we can even help anybody else.
Yeah, why are we always sending money to other countries and we have veterans living on the streets?
Absolutely.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
They have served this country and poured their all into to it.
Renee, I'd like to hear from you as well. Okay, so that's 2 for 2 for Bo Wheeler, right?
Yep.
And what we think as well. Okay. Point number 3. I believe America should stay out of endless foreign conflicts. We are not the world's sugar daddy, and we shouldn't act like it.
Well, I kind of agree with him.
Yeah, me too.
But then again,
me too.
You have to make sure that you do work with other countries to make sure that you don't end up with an issue like we have with Iran right now. Iran's fixing to shut that strait down.
Oh, for sure they are.
So, and as soon as that strait gets shut down, those talks are going to end, and we're going to do what we got to do.
Yeah.
But one thing that is true that I did like what Trump did. Not that I agree with Trump all the time.
Me neither.
But he went in. He told everyone in NATO, "You're going to pay your fair share."
Yep.
Or we're going to quit.
Yep. No, I agree.
And what has happened? Those countries started paying once again like they're supposed to, and that money's for the defense for NATO.
Right.
Not for the United States, be the defender for all those countries.
Right. So we sort of agree with him on that. Sort of. Yeah, okay. All right.
There's small countries out there there's small countries out there that bigger bullier countries can just overtake.
Right.
Correct.
So they're going to need some backup.
Right.
But I know where he's getting that from, because what did George Washington say?
Yep.
Do not get involved with foreign affairs.
Yeah. And he used that, and that's what he's using it from. Absolutely. All right. Point number 4. I believe no foreign aid should be given until every veteran at home is taken care of. Pretty
much goes with what I said earlier.
What you just said earlier. So we definitely agree with you there. Veteran. You love the military. Byron, his dad was a veteran.
Yeah, my dad's a veteran.
Your dad, uncles. I definitely agree.
Every family's got one in it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I see too many veterans, for whatever reason, okay, that are on these streets. I was running through Jacksonville, by the way. I'll tell you. I'll bring that story up.
A lot of it is mental illness.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of it is. And they're not receiving what they should. You know how hard it is for a veteran to be able to use the VA? There should not ever be where a veteran has to fight to have the ability to use a VA hospital anywhere in this country.
I never had that problem.
But they are some.
There's some, whether I don't know exactly why.
It's like they're on a waiting list.
But my VA hospital is right there whenever I need them.
Right.
if I like my circulation in my leg, it took me 6 months to find the right doctor to determine what was going on with me. And they found out it was my circulation, and boom, that following week I was in the hospital being worked on, and by the end of a week I was out.
Well, it took my dad a while to be able to use the VA hospital, but he gets good care there.
Oh, absolutely, I do too.
I think there's just a lot of red tape, and
there is
red tape.
There is red tape, and if you're a veteran of at a time where there was no wars, it is harder,
right,
to get help. Me, I was in during the Vietnam War. I had no problem.
Same as my dad.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So agree with him on that. All right.
Agree.
Okay. Point 5. I believe immigrants make America stronger when they come legally.
100%.
If your first act in this country is breaking the law, you aren't an upstanding citizen.
But I want to say something on
You're
that same note. On that same note, yes, I agree to come in here the legal way. You get your green card, you work, you pay taxes as any other citizen, and you go learn to be able to take the citizenship test. But I think there needs to be some changes with the citizenship test because it's extremely hard. How can you hold someone who wants to come into this country the correct way and make it so difficult when we have kids in college and they can't even tell you the capitals of the states? They can't even, they can't tell you a lot of stuff. They can't even tell you that the government is made up of 3 branches. And they're in college.
Yeah. I get it. I understand what you're saying.
So
I get it.
I think they need to look a little bit at that. And, someone says, well, someone I talked to recently, they said, well, they're illegal here, but when they go in and they take them and they deport them back to where they came from, they're splitting up a family. I said, you got to understand. The first part of illegal alien is that it is illegal. So therefore, that is a law being broke. And if I go out and I commit a crime, guess what? I'm going to be separated from my family because I'm going to be put in prison.
Put in prison. Yeah. I get it. Yeah.
So.
Okay. All right. So agree. All right. 6.6 of his out of 10. You can marry who you want. I may not agree with your lifestyle, but your life is not mine to judge. I'll leave that to God Almighty. That being said, I am a Christian. I'm speaking for myself too, and suggest everyone and read and follow God's word. You can marry who you want. I may not agree with your lifestyle,
right?
But your life is not mine to judge. Judge not unless you want to be judged, right?
Right.
I leave that to God Almighty. We're all Christian men here. I know you go to church, Mitchell, and anybody that's watching is Christian, most of everybody. That being said, I am a Christian and suggest everyone read and follow God's word.
I agree.
I agree with it too. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. All right. Point number 7. Here's where this may get a little awry. I believe men are men and women are women. Surgery or hormones don't change that. Men should use men's bathrooms and women should use women's bathrooms.
Well, I tell you, someone who's actually spoke about this is Bruce Jenner, which is now a Caitlyn Jenner.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
and agrees with the same philosophy as that, and also believes that girls should not be in boy sports and boys should not be participating in girl sports.
Mm-hmm. Let me take you back, Mitchell. On your point, let me take you back. You remember the Olympics, the Summer Olympics?
Yes.
When that girl got the dog tar, I'm just leaving dog tar beat out of her, what was a what? A man. Pretty much. It was a man. That's wrong.
Oh, you're talking about in
The boxing. Wasn't it the boxing?
Yeah, we had the
boxing.
Yes.
The boxing. Yeah. Where you take a look at the video. She got beat to a pulp.
Because the man's structure is way different than a woman's.
I don't care. How many times have we said this? I don't care what Bo Wheeler just said here. I don't care how many surgeries you have. You can cut off your thing, put another something there. You can have the biggest boobs in the world. You can get your lips puffed out. You can look totally like a woman, Dave. But your DNA don't change.
Nope.
Until they start changing DNA, which I don't know. I don't know if there's anything out there or not. I've never heard of it. I don't think it's possible. You are a man.
So
you are a man. You're a man.
Yeah.
I'm a man. And that's it. Renee's a woman. Shirley's a woman.
So the man used the man's bathroom and women use the women's bathroom.
Especially when it becomes public bathrooms and you got children going in there.
Yeah, there's a lot of.
See, that's a lot. Yeah, that's it.
It's hard to explain it to a child.
Now,
I wouldn't want to go into a bathroom and there's a man in the bathroom dressed like a woman either.
Well, see, and Tom Bailey, marriage is between a man and a woman.
Yeah.
But, man, you ain't telling me nothing. I'm just saying that whatever, you're a Christian man, Tom, I do believe. I'm hoping so. I think you are. You preach Christianity. I've heard you tell me some things about Christian ways. Look, at the end of the day, it's not for us to judge it.
No.
It's not for us to judge it. Renee hit it right here on the head. God still knows how he created you, and you will never be able to fool him. So, yeah, well, Byron, that's true in the biblical sense, and in law sense, yes. But the way that laws have changed, and we've changed laws, a man can marry a man and a woman can marry a woman. And it's not for me to judge that. The Creator is going to judge if that's right or wrong. I know what's right or wrong. You know what's right or wrong. You know what's right or wrong. Byron knows what's right or wrong.
I don't want to try to judge it.
Correct. All right. Point number 8.
I say to myself, I got too much stuff going on to worry about other people's business.
Too much in my own world.
Right.
Okay, Tom, I will agree with that. All right. So, point number 8. I believe schools are for education, not indoctrination. Oh, they're coming left and right, aren't they, Dave? Kids should learn math, history, reading, and science, not political propaganda. They should not be taught that they were born in the wrong body or pushed into gender delusion.
Yes, I believe it.
I believe it. I agree with him.
Rob Snyder.
Rob Snyder. Yep.
He's a comedian. Everybody knows who Rob Snyder is.
Yeah.
It was funny. He was doing some stand up, and he goes, "Don't laugh," but he goes, California is the only state where you can drop your boy off in the morning and pick up a girl in the afternoon.
Yeah, and that's pretty good. That is pretty good. That's pretty good one. I got it. That's pretty good. So, no, I definitely agree with that. You agree, Dave? I definitely agree with that. All right. Point number 9. He had 10 points. I believe America is in a mental health crisis. Dave, you talked about this. Mental health care is real. It matters, and it desperately needs to be addressed. You have told me this many a times. Dave, we need to talk about mental issues, mental health, people with mental problems. You've told me about that many times, haven't you? You said we ought to do a show about that. Get somebody on here that's professional.
One out of every 3 people will, at one point in their time, will have a mental issue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1 out of every 3.
Yep.
Sometime in their life. Not that it lasts us forever, but
No.
sometime
It
in
may
their
not
life,
be
they're-
the only
It
time.
may not be the only time. Correct.
Right.
So, but you said that we ought to get some, and we should, and we will research that. But I agree with you, Bo Wheeler, on that. All right. Point number 10. How many times have we said this? Mitchell, we've even laid it out. I believe guns aren't the problem. People are. Gun control only infringes on constitutional rights. But I also believe in common sense. Background checks are necessary to keep firearms out of the hands of the mentally ill and the illegal immigrants that are trying to hurt us each and every day.
He sounds like a normal guy.
I'll be dadgum. Yeah. Do you agree with that?
I agree.
Agreed. That's what I'm.
Yeah.
He put some thought into this, and I agree with what Mitchell said. He probably got some sayings from some others, just like he was saying about the George Washington thing. But I mean, he put it in his own words right there. And man, when I seen this and read this, I was like, man, I have to say this on the show. Please let me use it.
Yeah.
And I wanted to, and he did a good job, and I'm giving him all the credit for it.
Well, him talking about firearms, for one, yeah, the background checks need to be done, but also when someone is flagged, they need to make sure that person cannot purchase a firearm. But if someone it has been flagged and they can't go to a store and purchase that firearm, there's always that chance they can buy it off the street.
That is correct. Now that has to change too. And I'm gonna read a lot of these comments, man. They were coming left and right. I just didn't get a chance to. All right. Okay. All right. So that's good. All right. His final saying: I'm a conservative because I believe in faith, family, freedom, and personal responsibility. I don't want a government that controls every aspect of our lives. I want a government that protects our rights, secures our borders, defends our freedoms, and then gets out of the way. We are strongest when Americans take care of America first, when families are supported, when our veterans are honored, and when our children are given truth, not propaganda. I love this country, and I believe it's worth fighting for. I believe in God, family, and America. Amen.
With some of the things that's been
Man, he nailed it, didn't he?
Yeah.
and with some of the things that have been going on over the past couple, I would say year, you're starting to see the Democratic Party divide. You're starting to see Democrats of years ago coming out, and then you got the extreme left. They're dividing in their own.
Yes,
party.
they are. They are.
And Fetterman, I really enjoy listening to him talk. Now, I would never think Fetterman would be who he actually has turned out to be.
Yeah.
And to me, they're saying, oh, they're going to try to get rid of him. You can't get rid of someone if he is actually doing the will of the people. If the people who voted for him and he is doing that work for them, he'll get reelected.
Oh, without a doubt. Yeah, you're right.
And I think that what he's bringing is what his constituents are telling him that they want done. And that is something that there's a problem with, because we have a lot of them up there, Republican, Democrat, and Independent. They want to do what they want to. They're not there for the people. And, we need to hold them accountable no matter what party they're affiliated with.
Tom Bailey says, don't believe the lies about Vladimir Putin is not the evil monster they make him out to be. Byron Bagwell says, no, he's worse. Tom Bailey says, do some research. Vladimir Putin, listen to what he says. He actually speaks a lot of truth in some things. And Byron says his ultimate goal is to reforming of the Soviet Union, which I definitely believe. Tom Bailey, I want to tell you something right here. Let me propose a question to you. Hey, Hitler was not as bad as he seemed either, was he?
No,
he spoke a lot of truth, right? He spoke a lot of stuff that people, the propaganda, as Bo Wheeler was saying when we was talking about to a lot of his people, and they sure followed him, didn't they?
They sure did.
They did, and look what he turned out to be.
Because they didn't know what was going on behind the scenes of some of the stuff. It was like a wag the dog type of thing that was going on. And
Absolutely.
and I want to tell you one thing right now about Putin. If he would have went into Ukraine and went right through there with no issues, no problem, his troops would be sitting in Poland right now.
Oh, absolutely. For no doubt.
And we would be at war.
Yep, you're right. All right.
It's not over. He can still go to Poland.
They're getting their daggone butts kicked.
Yeah, they sure are. They better take care of their own house. But you're right. He's good. That's open for that. All right. Here we go, Mitchell. I'm going to let you answer this. I think you've seen it come across. Come on, Mitchell. This is nothing compared to getting hired at a regular job, brother. We elect these people to do a job as a head coach for our school that we support every Friday and brings a lot of revenue for the entire county when we can host playoff games, etc. With the national rumors out about what happened and a certain leader affected getting a championship-winning coach to benefit your family, someone needs to come out and clear the situation up. That's. I think I've addressed that. I think I've said that.
I'm like this. I don't think we need to know every personal detail why that person did not get hired, because I don't think I need to know it.
Right.
I mean, if you came to work where I work and you didn't get hired, you think I'm going to go ask them why y'all didn't hire him? No, I'm not going to go ask why they didn't hire David.
So
it's none of my business.
And yes, okay. What I think is mainly being said was when this all came to fruition, and again, people ask me, why did Jamie leave? You was listening to the shows. I gave you 1,000 reasons why I think he left. Is some of them true? Possibly. Is some of them not? Possibly not. I don't know. That, what Mitchell said, all happened behind closed doors. The integral parts, I think, is what Mitchell is saying that we don't need to know. I think what people are mad about, Mitchell, tell me, guys, and we're back on the football thing, and I'm going to keep reading some of these because I want to close the show down, is that I think what people, and maybe what Chris is trying to say is okay, if you had a football coach on the line and everybody thought they knew it or knew it, and it doesn't happen, why not say something? At least saying, hey, look, that didn't work out. We're looking at so-and-so. Maybe a reconfirmation or a reassurance, maybe. Maybe some people need that. You know what I'm saying? Tornado Nation maybe needs that.
They put out
and I sort of agree with that.
Then they put out a notice that they were still in search of a coach.
Yeah, but I guess what he's talking about is when everybody thought or knew that Cornelius Ingram was here or was going to be the coach, and that it didn't happen, there was nothing said about it. It went on
instead of them coming out that we decided to take another approach in another direction.
Yes.
Then
I've talked to several people, and that was their issue. It's not the issue of what happened internally or why the hire didn't happen or why.
That's when that's why you got school board meetings to go there and ask those
questions. And I was going to say that on the show 2 weeks ago.
And then if you don't get your question answered, and you during the meeting or afterwards, and you're fed up with it, then maybe you need to vote for somebody else to go on.
Well, and there you go, and that's your right, your privilege. That's a privilege. So I think it's transparency is the word. I don't think people thought that they wasn't transparent enough with everything. Look, they have their reasonings. I don't know what those reasonings are. Chris, do I think somebody should answer to that? Possibly. Yeah, I mean, but who? I mean, nobody's come out. I mean, who is it? Is it Will? Is it Chris Coffey? Is it Samson Jackson? Is it a collaboration of the three? Who else was on the hiring board? I don't know who else was on the hiring board. I mean, there could have been some boosters. Who knows? But look, everybody must have talked about it and said, look, we're not going to say anything about this.
Or there's always the chance he came in to interview for the job, and he sat down with them and said, "Hey, I want to thank you for the opportunity to
maybe he didn't
apply for this position, but I have decided to pull my resume and my application.
Possible.
And I am going to go over to coach this school."
or maybe not coach at all for the year or something. Who knows? Okay. Vladimir Putin's ultimate goal is to make Russia an Orthodox Christian look at the laws in and has passed. Okay.
Do you like standing in the snow for
Snow,
5 hours to
hours,
get a loaf of bread?
Yeah. Renee Stegall-Shaw
Bernie
says,
Sanders likes it.
oh, yeah, he does. Agreed on all counts, and I think people ought to be responsible for themselves and those they bring into the world. I get that some are in hard luck situations and need a hand sometimes, but don't make government assistance your main lifelong means of support. I've got some serious experience in that realm. Too much for typing out here, but my time there was short. I went to college, got gainfully employed, and became financially secure. Folks have got to be committed to their own success.
With that, I kind of like where it's going there. I think
I do too.
As a person, to be liberal and to help somebody out, that is being a liberal to that other person you're trying to help.
Correct.
But our government should not be that way.
That is correct. You're right. Very good. Yes, Kevin. You was on our show several years ago. Love to have you back. You can talk about your acting, the things that you got going. I'm trying to follow you a little bit. Don't know a lot, but yeah, just hit us up and let Dave Holland or myself or Mitchell or Byron know, and we'll book you on the show. Absolutely. Rumors are very bad. It can go south very quickly. If they don't get addressed, then I would hate to see some very good people get looked at bad for not speaking out. I think I know where you're going with that. I know you know where, and I get it, Chris.
It's transparency again.
That comes to transparency, and you're right, and that's still to be determined.
Yeah. I mean, I can understand, Chris. I mean, yeah, maybe they should have said, "Hey, we're still searching for a coach. That was not the direction that we wanted to take. We have some other great candidates for the position. So we're going to keep on moving on until we find the right person that fits our school system and our program." That's kind of what they really needed to do.
Right. Rumored. Okay. Marriage between a man and a woman. Tom Bailey. You're not going to convince me any otherwise than that. But it's not for me to judge it, or Dave, or Mitchell, or you. That's for God to judge. That's, when you go to the pearly gates, you're going to have to atone for everything that you've done. And if that's one of the things you've done, well, that's between you and the Creator, the God Almighty. So that's where that ends. No, you can't marry whoever you want. Marriage is a religious ceremony. The religious ceremony. I agree, B, but hey, you look at what today's world is. It is what it is, man.
I put it like this. The Bible says it's a sin, but you know what? Glutting is a sin.
Yep.
I mean, there's a lot of sins out there, and we all sin every single day. And what does it say? One
sloth, all those are
one sin is just as bad as the next sin.
We're all sinners.
Yep. Stealing.
Sin every day. I sinned tonight on this show about 14 times. You know what I'm saying? No, seriously, I did. Yeah.
I wasn't counting.
Oh, you wasn't? Okay, I at least counted 14. Let's see. God gave us his word to let us know what his judgment is on certain lifestyles. Look, I've read the Bible. I know the Bible. I understand the Bible. I don't know it all. I do know some of those things. And Tom Bailey, I have to agree with you. I do agree.
Well, when you become saved, you try to follow in the steps of Jesus. You try to live your life that way. But you know what? You're never going to live that perfect life.
Nope.
Because you are the flesh. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to sin.
Yep.
But he's always there for you.
He sure is.
All you have to do is call upon him.
Call upon him.
And we're all going to be sinners because we're flesh. Just give you an example. Someone might see a pretty girl and they want to stare at her. But guess what? That's a sin.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So I'm a sin every day. I would be terrified. This is Shirley. I would be terrified to go to a woman's bathroom, and the only other person on there was a man who is identified as a female. Well, heck yeah, I'm sure you would.
Hey, it'd be like they're in the bathroom. Hey, Miss Shirley. You got any toilet paper over there?
Ooh, I guarantee you, Shirley would not say a word.
Yeah.
Shirley would not even wash her hands. Shirley would not do anything but hit the exit door.
Yeah.
And I don't know what she'd do from there. If we're all together, she'd say, I just had an encounter in the bathroom. Yeah, that's pretty good.
She'll be out of there like
that. Yeah. I think
I need to find another restroom.
I think kids should learn basic life skills too, like how to invest money, how to build a retirement plan, how to change a tire, how to check the oil. Kids need to learn stuff like this.
Who wrote that? Tom?
Yes, he did.
Hey, Tom, we had Samantha Way on our podcast last week. And so she has a program. She's in California. You know, I told you she's acted and she's been a stunt driver in some movies and stuff.
Right.
And she drifts in competition. But she's got a program, an organization. I can't think of it. I'll have to go back to the show and hear it. But one of her things is she's got different tiers, and she takes kids and young adults, and she teaches them those things, how to change their oil, what things to look at, how to change the tire, check the ball joints. In each one of those phases, it gets more and more detailed.
Yep.
I think it's very important. And one thing I do like about talking about the money side, one of the things I do like what goes on at our high school is they still got the credit union in there.
Yes, they do. Yep, sure is. Yep.
And so that gives kids to learn how to either work a job as a teller that can be a really good career for an individual, or it teaches kids how to balance their checkbook. So when the Bradford County school system brought that into the high school, I thought it was a wonderful idea.
I did too. Absolutely. Read the last couple here, and then we're going to close down the show. I'll give Mitchell a chance to tell what's coming up on Thursday. Dave, I'll give you a last word as well, and then I'll close the show down. Let's see. If the state wants to give a same-sex couple the same rights as a married opposite-sex couple has, this is up to the state. Calling it a marriage is a fallacy. That is an attempt to undermine Christianity. Well, yeah, I agree.
Well, I'm not going to judge.
I'm not, again, correct. I don't judge. Don't want to judge unless you be judged. So Fetterman is a classical liberal.
Well, I mean, I like some of his stance on some of his stuff, and there's some stuff I don't like. I just like I like Donald Trump on some of his stuff, and there's some things that I think
and Byron will tell you
he's just stupid about.
He is.
I'll give you one example. You have Vaughn in the Olympics.
Yeah,
she went down.
Yeah,
broke her leg. And what did he call her? He called her a loser.
Mm-hmm.
That's wrong.
I'll tell you another thing that's wrong. If it's proven true, sort of on the same realm. Again, I heard it was somebody else that did it, but you got to know what your people are doing. Look, I'm not the biggest Obama and Michelle Obama fan, but you can't sit there and call him a monkey either.
Yeah,
that you can't do that and expect to get these people that are leaning on this side of the fence to come to you. Guess what you've done? Now you've made yourself out, which I don't think he is, to be a racist and making racial statements.
Well, do we know he really said that?
That's what I'm saying. Everybody said about an AI. Yes. Yes.
Everybody's like, it's a great thing. It is the worst thing ever. I could take a picture of David right here.
Mm-hmm.
I can make you say whatever I want you to say in a video. It'll get your voice and everything, and everybody will believe it because they heard it and they saw it, but it never really happened.
That is correct. I will agree with you on that. I do too. And I think that's for another show. I'll leave that for another show because I do want to talk about that.
Well, this is AI.
No. Yeah, that's AI.
No, I thought that was you photographing me from behind the bushes.
No, this is AI.
Well, wait a minute. Now, where did you...
Now, who made those?
What is it? Cliff.
Cliff.
What is that, man? My gosh. Look at that. It looks just like me, too, with that gray hair and everything.
Look what I came across.
What'd you come across? Well, look at that.
Son and daughter.
Yeah, look at that, huh?
She's in the hair salon and he's
Yeah.
an electrician.
Look at there.
That's AI.
Was he fixing something for her?
I don't know that.
Yeah, not sure about that.
That was just thrown together. I don't know how they. I wonder if they got like a screwdriver. I could put that in there.
I think
Yeah.
you just type in what you want in a
Yeah,
picture.
you can just type in, yeah.
But,
That's what,
Beauty shop.
The stuff I'm talking about is the AI videos that people can make, and
Oh yeah.
I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
like that.
I don't
You
need
will not catch no AI videos on my
You got a
podcast, my
pod-
Facebook page, or any of that.
You got podcast next Tuesday?
Yes, we got Richard.
Okay,
Guest
all right.
coming on.
Well, I want you to listen. If you get done before us, I want you to come on because I want to talk about AI and what I think it's done to the country and to the world. And I want to tell you what I think should happen if you get caught falsely putting something up there or making something up. I want to get into that next week.
That is.
There's no law. There's no laws on it.
There's
No,
two things.
No, but I want
that this world and this country is fighting. Number one is propaganda.
Well,
And number two is, man, I had it in my head a minute ago. Propaganda, though, accountability.
accountability. Yeah. Well, we'll get into some of that next week. All right, here we go. He's up for re-election in conservative state. Pay attention to that. He's trying to become the next Joe Manchin.
who's that?
I guess he's talking about Fetterman.
Fetterman.
Yeah. They was going to announce a head coach one day, and then they came out and said it has been delayed. I don't know if you've seen that, Tom, but okay.
Yeah, I remember that.
Maybe it did. Maybe I missed that part.
Yeah, they did put something out like that.
Shirley says, make sure I still had my pistol in my purse if I did that. I believe it. I believe it. I believe it.
I'm talking about the toilet paper.
Miss Shirley, I
request.
thought you would think that was funny.
Yeah, I thought she would too. And Tom Bailey says, follow Officer Tatum on YouTube. Man, I got everybody's comments in.
Wow.
First, it was a great show.
Great job.
Great show. Mitchell, I want to thank you for sitting in. I hope I didn't keep you too long. For Byron.
My wife was probably happy that I was
That you're
way. Yeah.
So I want to thank all our viewers for tuning in and the viewers that are still on. Thank you for all the comments. They were wonderful. I hope I answered them, or Mitchell answered them as best as we could. Dave, I want to thank you for putting together a great show tonight. This StreamYard's really working. We're going to use both platforms, but the StreamYard's really working. And want to thank you for what you did. Mitchell, I want to give you a final word before we go. Then I'm going to give Dave, and then I'm going to close the show down. You want to talk about what you got coming up?
Well, we have Tim coming on tomorrow night. Barrett, stock eliminator racer, won a lot of Wallies over his years. So we're going to talk about his career, what's coming up on the 2026 season, his schedule. And then following that is on Tuesday. We will have Richard Gaston. We're going to talk about him defending his 2025 Pro Stock Motorcycle Championship. This weekend, I will be at South Georgia for Lights Out 17. Man, that is one awesome race. If you're in the area or to go see it, door slammers going, running in the probably mid to upper threes in the 8th mile. And they call it the House of the Flying Cars because cars really do take off. They get up and high. Wind gets them up underneath them and just lifts them right off the track.
Wow.
And sends them into the wall. So when I'm out there taking pictures, I really have to keep my head on a swivel out there.
I bet.
And then shoot. Then this is my schedule coming up. So South Georgia, I got
Right.
the podcast. Next following weekend, we're going to St. Augustine for a couple of days. We just got back from the Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure. Then the weekend after that's the Gator Nationals. Weekend after that's Baby Gators. We have 4 podcasts in the month of March. Maybe we probably will pick up another one.
There
So probably 5 there. This year, planning on traveling to South Georgia Motorsports Park. So if you missed the Gator Nationals, you can go up to Cecil, Georgia, just
Right.
north of Valdosta. They're going to have a national event there for the first time at South Georgia Motorsports Park. It's the Southern Nationals that are coming back. I plan on going to Indy, Rockingham, Maryland, and probably 2 other places. Maybe looking out to go to Texas,
Right.
and maybe Las Vegas.
Wow.
So,
a lot of things coming up.
yeah, I'm very grateful for the NHRA. They blessed me with a hard card for the 2026 season, so that gives me the ability to go any of those races that I want to go and cover.
Good deal. Dave?
God bless America.
February 27th starts the fair here at the Bradford County Fairgrounds.
Oh, yeah.
We'll get into that some next week. It'll be before the fair actually starts, so I'll fill you in, clue you in on what's going to be happening on several days. Didn't get a chance to do that tonight.
Yep.
Want to wish Byron a speedy recovery for him to get better and get well. I know he's on some antibiotics, taking some medicine. I know he's relaxing. Byron, thank you for joining in. Thank you for your comments. Austin, thank you for the weather report that you gave us. I really appreciate it. And man, love each other. Take care of yourself. Take care of your family. Take care of your neighbors. Do something nice for somebody, man. I tell you, a nice act or a nice gesture really goes a long way. I've heard Mitchell, I've heard Byron, I've heard you. We all said, man, you never know who's having a bad day. And maybe that one nice little gesture will help somebody turn their day around. And I really appreciate it.
David, you know what I'm thinking? Or Dave, you know what I'm thinking? He took Roger out. He needs to do something nice for us. He needs to take us out.
Oh, I'm ready for a
Well,
nice step.
how do you know that? What are you talking about?
I think he needs to take us to.
Do you have proof of that?
Of what?
Do you have proof of me taking Roger out?
No.
You don't. Is it gone?
Wait a minute.
Do you? Do you have proof?
Was he in your car?
Well, I don't know, but you maybe pull it up. Do you have proof?
All I know is we were there and you guys showed up.
Do you have proof?
Yeah.
Do you? Let me see. I don't believe you.
I'm gonna have to pull this proof down just to set you straight.
All right, are you sure? Are you sure about this?
Bam! There is proof.
That is proof that we had dinner together and prime rib.
Yeah, what are y'all drinking, man? Y'all.
That's wine. Yeah, Shirley.
Actually,
Shirley gave us that bottle of wine, and she told us to enjoy. And Roger ain't even on his wine. He's on my daggum prime rib right there. But that's a good picture, man. That really is. That nice
you
job,
must have
David.
got a fresh haircut.
Oh, man, darn, man. There's a lot of gray in that hair, son. Well, hey. Do you have any proof? Do you have what were we celebrating?
Y'all were celebrating a new coach.
Yes, we were. By the way, I'll tell you what we were saying. Hey, that's what we were celebrating right there. Mitchell and Roger playing Army and chess.
Yeah.
It's called Army chess. That's where you move and do things.
Yeah. If you're a private, you're a pawn.
That's right.
Yeah.
If you're
on the back
row, Byron.
On the back row, you got
to go.
Colonel, Lieutenant, your sergeant majors, and all them. They make up the back row.
Hey, Impanimus, we got to go. God almighty, Ocala, you're calling my name. Impanimus. Oh my goodness, that sounds good. Yes, it does. It's not about judgment. Yep, you're right. All right, guys. Well, y'all have a great night. Tune in Thursday night for On the Spot Motorsports Media with Mitchell Gunner and Robert Simpson. Tune in next Tuesday night with David Rodgers, the Byron Bagwell, Mr. Dave Holland, and possibly Austin Stevens. Mitchell will be doing his show, and then he'll join us on the back half of our show next Tuesday night. So, again, beautiful weather coming up. We need some rain. Got to have it. Make sure about your burn ban. Don't be burning something you ain't supposed to be. And if you are, make sure you're taking the right precautions about that.
Don't even do it.
Don't. Don't. I told you not to, and you shouldn't. Dave, I love you. Love you, Mitchell. Take care. God bless you guys. Have a great week. Have a great weekend. God bless you guys.
Thanks,